In this video, we will be answering fire alarm questions. You'll notice the very first one is the battery, and it says 1 of 9. Below battery, you'll see a little bubble there that says 1 of 9, and it's orange. Normally, you'll see 0 of 9 because it'll be the first time you're answering it. But because this has been answered before, we're going to select that bubble, and that brings up our questions. You'll notice off to the right, there's a reverse arrow on the right-hand side of the screen. What the reverse arrow is to retrieve the previous answer. We'll select the first one right next to quantity. We'll select that, and previous answer was retrieved, and you'll see that the quantity was 2 because we had 2 batteries. Down here for the amp hour rating, same thing. We'll hit the reverse arrow, and let's see, amp hour rating was 18 amp hours. Now if I want to change that, I could select on there, brings up this screen. I can change that to 12 amp hour, right? Save that. And now my battery's 12 amp hour. But you can see the previous answer button is still there on the right because this 12 amp hour is different than the previous answer that I answered last time. Now, to make this quicker, we got visual inspection. We can go select an option. We can select pass, right? You see the previous arrow disappeared because that was the same answer as last time. Now, if we want to go quicker, we can go select the previous answer 1, 2, 3 in a row like that. And we can see battery less than 5 years old is pass. Manufacturer's date code was 3 of 2019, and it was 27.8 volts DC charging voltage. The voltage without the charger, we made 26.2 volts DC. Well, let's say we have to change it this time. Let's say it was 26.2. We're going to slide over, and let's say it was 26.5 volts DC this time. We'll select save, and now we have 26.5 volts. We've got the load voltage test. Let's retrieve the previous answer and see what it was last time. It was pass last time, which is good because we pass it this time. Let's try one more time to retrieve the previous answer on the bottom one. And it was at 100% last time, which it is this time. So we're happy with these results. We're going to hit the top left back arrow. And now you see 9 of 9 have been answered. Now I can go over here to anywhere in the white area where battery is, anywhere in this battery section, and just put my finger, and it brings up the pass, fail, or cannot inspect bucket. I'm going to select pass on this one. And you'll see it leaves here, it leaves the to-do bucket, and goes over here to the past. And there's my battery in the past bucket at the top. I'm going to go back to the to-do list, and I'm going to look at my communicator. Next questions I have to answer my communicator. So I'm going to select inside that bubble down there where it says 1 of 4, and select that. And I see the monitoring agency came back to me because that was automatic, those same things it was last year. Now, did the monitoring center receive trouble? Did it receive supervisory, and did it receive alarm? I'm going to select the previous answer on this, and the answer was yes, it did receive it. Now, as far as the notes go, I can actually put a time in that note. I can go to that note there and put down received at 12:01 p.m. And I can hit done and save that, right? And I can hit receive supervisory. I could do the same thing if I wanted to add a note in there or receive the alarm. I could do the same thing. I can go in here and say that I received this at received at 12:03 p.m. Right? I'll select done. I'm good there. So I can hit back on this. Now you see my 4 of 4 communicator questions have been answered. I can go ahead and pass that. Select pass. I'm going to select anywhere inside the white space there. It's not giving me the option right now. Okay, and I can select pass. Okay, so duct detector. Now what we could do for the rest of these, just to show you how to bulk answer items, let's assume we had a couple hundred items here. We didn't want to go to each one of those and individually pass them. What we're going to do is bulk answer all of these at once. So we're going to go to the top right menu, the 3 dots, vertical dots, select the 3 vertical dots, and then at the bottom here we're going to say add new device. No, we want to do a bulk action. Bulk action, we want to pass these items. So pass. Now you see off to the right there's grayed out check marks. We're going to select all, and we're going to hit apply. But let's say we didn't want to pass the panel right now. We could deselect that by selecting on that check mark or reselect it and have it there. Now we're going to hit apply, and you're sure you want to confirm passing these 4 devices, we're going to say confirm. And now all of our devices went over to our passed bucket, but we still have other questions to answer. So let's go to there, to the passed bucket, go down to the duct detector. Now there's 2 questions on there. You'll see 0 of 2 have been answered. We're going to select that bubble and see what they are. There's a differential test and a sensitivity test. We're going to select the previous answer button for both of these. There's a differential test was at 1.05. If it's the same this year, we'll leave it. We'll select the previous answer for the sensitivity, and it was at 2.5. We're happy with that. We're fine. If it wasn't differential test, we want to change that. We go over to here. We can back that off and we put 1.10, right? And hit save. Now we just changed our answer. Let's hit the top left arrow to go back. And now we've answered the communicator. Now we're going to get down to the smoke detector. And let's say that sensitivity test is not due right now. But we selected this with sensitivity. We cannot answer that question. And what this does is we'll go over to our report. We passed the smoke detector, but we didn't answer the sensitivity question. Let's go over to the top left menu. Let's take a look at our report down here at the bottom. We're going to preview the report. We're going to slide down to where the smoke detectors are, and you'll see that there's no sensitivity question there on the smoke detector, but there is a sensitivity and a differential test in the duct detector. Because we chose not to answer that question, it does not show up on the report, but it does show as passed because we passed that item. And our duct detector information does show there too. Now you'll notice we get down to the panels. Here's our fire alarm panel. Only one question has been answered there, master central station box account number. You'll see there's our number there. And the reason the rest of these aren't answered is we haven't answered them yet. So as you'll find out is every question that you do not answer on the fire alarm panel does not show on the report. So let's take the top left back arrow. Let's go top left again, menu, and go to panels and initiating devices. Let's go into our passed bucket, go down to our panel, and you'll see there it is. 1 of 30 questions has been answered. Well, that's the one that was about the central station account number. So let's go select that bubble. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the previous answers for all of these. We're going to take the previous answer there, the alarm supervisory troubles, and we'll keep on doing that. We'll do it a little quicker this time. We'll go 3 at a time. 1, 2, 3. We've answered all those questions that quickly. Just verify that the answers you chose. Fuses, lamps, and LEDs. Interface equipment, we'll choose a previous answer. And you see we answered yes. Now, let's say we don't answer main power supply tested under full load. We'll leave that blank for now. And let's say we answered tone generators and amplifier as NA. Okay? Now we'll look at that question a little bit later. We're going to answer this one as previous. Now here we've got all these firefighter phones. All these firefighter phones are in here. We don't want this information on our report because we don't have firefighter phones. So we're not going to answer those questions. Let's answer the door holder. What was the door holder previously? It was yes. And we'll leave the annunciator blank. We don't have a remote annunciator. Initiating devices were tested? Yes, of course. Elevator recall. We're going to skip past that. HVAC shutdown. We'll answer that. Let's say that we answered that and it's yes. We didn't answer the elevator recall because there isn't one. The master box, you can see that number's already in there, but we're going to still say yes for passed or central station test because we did that with the communicator. The squib releasing, we're not going to answer that question because it doesn't exist. The alarm notification devices we're going to pass. The signal sounded per customer will pass. And we'll keep on adding these as this. Now, we get down to these questions at the bottom. These are concerning your electrical system, where the primary power is, the primary power amps, primary power location, the overcurrent protection type of amps, disconnecting means. If you know the answers to these questions, feel free to do it. But if you don't know, don't put these questions on here if you don't know what to put in there. So what we're going to do is hit the top left arrow now to go back. We're going to hit the top left menu. We're going to go down to the report. We're going to preview the report. We're going to look down and you'll see all the questions we asked on the panel have been answered, right? There's all the questions. The amplifier tone generator is right in the middle here. You'll see says NA. But if we didn't answer yes, no, or NA, it's not going to show on this report, okay? Let's go back again. Let's go back to the top left menu, back to panels and initiating devices. Now let's say we want to fail something. We've already passed all these devices automatically. We'd use that bulk action. But let's say we want to fail this duct detector. Let's go into the duct detector. We're going to select anywhere in the white space where the duct detector is. It's going to bring up our option. We can either undo our answer or fail it. Let's go ahead and fail this now. So we're going to say it's a functional failure, and we're going to say no alarm when tested, right? And then we'll put down it's a model, let's just say 4098, I'll just guess here, dash 9755, which could be wrong. Need 6-foot step ladder. Okay, we'll leave it like that. We'll say apply. Okay, that just went into our failed bucket. And if we look in a failed bucket, there it is. There's our failed bucket. Now let's say that we just happen to have a duct detector and we replace that duct detector. We'll go into that duct detector again, selecting that white space, and you see it brings me up another screen, undo or pass after repair. Let's hit pass after repair and see what that does for us. It says there was a functional failure. How did you fix this issue? We're going to put down replaced and tested duct detector. Duct, D-E-T, duct detector. And select done and confirm. Now it's back into our passed bucket. It's not failed anymore. Let's take a look at that duct detector. There's a duct detector, and you see down there at the bottom it says passed after repair. And that's it for answering questions other than top left menu. Let's go into our notification devices, and let's go into itemized and hit apply. And there's our notification devices. If they all passed, let's use that bucket again. Top right menu, bulk actions, and we're going to pass, select all, and apply. Confirm. Now we just passed those 3 devices, and if there was a failure in there, we would jump into the passed bucket, select the menu there, and we can hit either fail or undo, which will throw our answer back over into the do list. So for now we won't do that. We're going to go to the top left menu, go into the report. Let's preview our report and see if everything is what we expected. We've got panels, we've got deficiencies, no deficiencies, we've got telephone. Let's get to that duct detector and see what we've got there. There's our duct detector, and it says differential test, it's at the passed, but you'll see this over to the right, it says passed after repair. And down here farther, we see reason for failure, no alarm when tested, model 4098, it needs 6-foot step ladder, and down here for resolution, replaced and tested duct detector. We're happy with that, and we'd go on to close our inspection report. And that's it for this video.